Welcome to Talepreneur, where we tell stories that teach moral values, financial education, and entrepreneurship. If you have ever owed someone money, you will understand a certain kind of morning. The phone rings earlier than usual. Your mind is still waking up, but your heart becomes alert immediately. And for a few seconds, you already know what the call is about. It is not a joyful call. It is not a friendly greeting. It is a reminder that responsibility is waiting. Many people trying to improve their financial lives experience moments like this, not because they are careless, but because life sometimes moves faster than preparation. Have you ever received a call that made you pause for a moment? A call that reminded you of something you still needed to resolve? That was the kind of morning Adekunle faced one Sunday. The sun had barely risen over the quiet streets of Ibadan when his phone began to ring. He reached for it slowly. The name on the screen was familiar. Mr. Sampson. Adekunle sat up on his bed before answering. Mr. Sampson was not just a creditor. He was also a member of the same church Adekunle attended. A man known for speaking loudly during meetings. A man who believed responsibility should always be taken seriously. Adekunle answered, "Good morning, sir." Mr. Sampson did not waste time with greetings. "Kunle, do not forget to come to church with my money today." His voice sounded firm, almost impatient. "You said you would bring it this Sunday." Adekunle held the phone quietly for a moment. "Yes, sir," he replied calmly. The call ended shortly after, but the weight of it remained. Adekunle lay back on his bed and stared at the ceiling. The room was silent. The small cupboard in the corner was almost empty. A few food items remained, but not enough to ignore the reality that he would soon need to restock. His stomach felt hollow, but the heavier feeling was in his mind. He owed Mr. Sampson money. Not a large amount, but enough to matter. And the problem was simple. He did not currently have it. His salary had not arrived yet. His savings were still intact.
But months earlier, he had made a promise to himself. Those savings were meant for something important: a financial foundation, a protection against constantly starting over. He sat up slowly. A quiet thought appeared. Maybe I should just take the money from the savings. Another thought followed immediately. But if I do that, the habit begins to weaken. He rubbed his forehead gently. What should I do? Adekunle picked up his phone and called his older brother. After a few rings, the call connected. "Kunle, good morning." Adekunle explained the situation briefly. His brother listened carefully. Then he spoke honestly. "I wish I could help you right now. Things are tight here too." Then he added another suggestion. "You can try one of those loan apps. People say they give quick money." Adekunle remained quiet for a moment. He had heard about those apps, quick loans, fast approvals. But he had also heard the other stories. High interest, aggressive reminders, pressure later. Borrow again? He had spent months trying to move away from that cycle. Still searching for a solution, Adekunle tried one more option. He called the proprietor of the school where he taught. Perhaps there was a possibility of a small salary advance. The proprietor answered with his usual calm voice. Adekunle explained the situation respectfully. The response was gentle but firm. "Kunle, you are a good teacher," the man said, "but you know you still have some obligations with the school." The meaning was clear: no advance. Adekunle thanked him and ended the call. Now, the room felt even quieter. Adekunle sat on the edge of his bed. Two options remained: touch the savings or borrow again. He leaned back and closed his eyes. Short thoughts passed through his mind. This situation is uncomfortable. I wish I had solved this earlier. But borrowing again will create another problem. Then another thought appeared, a simple one. What if I just speak honestly? Adekunle picked up his phone again. This time, he called Mr. Sampson. The man answered quickly. "Yes?" Adekunle spoke calmly. "Sir, I want to speak honestly about the money." There was a pause. "I am committed to paying you, but my salary has not arrived yet. If you permit me, I will pay half when my salary comes this month. Then I will clear the rest with the next salary." Silence followed. Then Mr. Sampson spoke again. His voice sounded sharper. Kunle, you young people like to make promises. If you do not pay today, I can report you to the pastor. Adekunle listened quietly. He did not interrupt. When Mr. Sampson finished, he replied calmly, "Sir, I understand your concern. I am not running away from the debt. I only need a little time. I will keep my word." Another pause.
Then Mr. Sampson sighed. There was still irritation in his voice. "If you fail this promise, I will embarrass you in your school." Adekunle nodded. "I understand, sir." After a few more grumbling words, Mr. Sampson finally accepted the arrangement. The call ended. Adekunle placed the phone down slowly. The room felt lighter. Not perfect, but lighter. He had not touched his savings. He had not taken a quick loan. He had faced the pressure honestly. He sat quietly for a while. Then a realization appeared. Pressure often pushes people toward quick decisions, but discipline creates space to choose carefully. Later that week, Adekunle returned to his routine. Teaching during the day, tutoring students in the evening, saving steadily. The tutoring had been helpful during the school holiday. More students had time to attend. The extra income helped him reduce borrowing. But now the regular school term had returned and tutoring was less frequent. While preparing lesson notes one evening, another question appeared in his mind. How can I grow my extra income during the regular school term? Not quickly, not dramatically, just steadily. The same steady way his discipline was growing. Adekunle did not have the answer yet, but the question remained. How can I grow my extra income steadily? As he thought about his journey so far, one lesson became clear. When you build financial discipline, you gain something powerful. The ability to pause. The ability to choose carefully instead of reacting quickly. When pressure comes, do not rush toward the fastest solution. Choose the most responsible one. Sometimes that means honest conversations. Sometimes it means patience. Sometimes it means protecting the habits that safeguard your future. One evening, while walking home from school, Adekunle noticed something interesting. Some of his former classmates seemed to be moving faster financially. New jobs, new cars, new lifestyles. For a brief moment, he wondered if his slow progress meant he was falling behind. But then another thought appeared. Maybe patience often looks foolish at first. And maybe the quiet work people cannot see is the work that builds real stability. Let us pause for a moment. Have you ever faced pressure that tempted you to take the fastest solution? And what did you learn from that moment? Thank you for spending these moments with us. If this story made you think, please share your thoughts in the comments section. Your experience may encourage someone else who is facing a similar situation. And if the next episode is not already on your screen, feel free to visit the channel and continue the journey. Because Adekunle's story is still unfolding. And the next lesson will explore something many people quietly struggle with. Watching others move ahead while still trusting the slow walk you are building. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode.